I've just come to the edge of Lincoln to have a just check up on these floods and just see what the water's like. And you can just see, and you can hear actually the water behind me. When you look down there, so they've opened those pipes again. There's not so much coming round here, and this is heading round to the back of Fiskerton and Cherry William that was flooded a few weeks ago behind those trees, a couple of weeks ago. You can see this water's gone down a lot, but there is still too much around to what there should be. So this is what it's like now, and then this I'm just overlaying was what it was like here a couple of weeks ago. I've now come to Short Ferry where Henry Ward's land's flooded, and this has gone down a lot, but there's still a lot of land under water here, which you'll see in a second. So that's the pub, the Turret Arms at Short Ferry. You can see now the river's gone down a huge amount, but there's still a lot of acres under water here. And this is after 3 weeks. October the 20th when this all flooded. Still got the Environment Agency pumps here. Then there's another pump got down here, pumping water out there. Barry's just about got the pond finished. It's all dug out now, so that's all good. We're just bringing a bit of the good clay back to line the banks with here. Just got to finish those off and smooth those off around there, but made a good job of it. And I'll obviously think so. You maybe can't hear it on here, but there's an engine going around in the background, and this pond had dropped a lot. We think we've got a little bit of a leak, so we've got a pump running around the back just to try and bring some water in from one of the dikes. So we'll just go and have a look at that. So round the other side of the pond, see where we are through there, there's an overflow just in here somewhere. If I can find it. There's an overflow, you can just see through there, and that is still a long way off the water level. It's about a foot off the water level, and you can see there's the pipe we've got bringing water in, and that is coming from the dike across here. We'll go there in a second, but just for now, we've opened up this hole and got the overflow, found the pipe, that yellow pipe there, where are we, that yellow one there, comes through the bank here, and that's the one that is connected into this overflow pipe, and it's connected into a land drain, and you can just see the land drain there, the opening there, and that goes under the ground through to the dike, and that is running, and it shouldn't be. So here is the engine or the pump going into the dike. Got a big bag of sand and some smaller sandbags there, just dammed up, stopping the water coming through. You can see there's plenty of water in there, and there is this other side as well, holding back, which is good. So that will be all right. That'll be able to pump in the pond. And what that is up there in the distance, where you can see that green field is left to right. So in the distance, there's a land drain comes out in that corner of up there. And the field, you can see the green field in the distance was the one that was flooded badly about 2 or 3 weeks ago. So this dike here carries a lot of water from that dike, from that field rather. And then this comes down here, under this bridge, under the culvert, through here. And eventually this winds its way through to the River Brant. And that was the river that was full up to the top on October the 20th. Anyway, this is all right. It's only a 2-inch pipe. It will take a fair while to top this pond up, but now we've enlarged it, we want to get it right up to the overflow pipe. Actually, just while I'm here, just to highlight, you can't really see it here, but I've never known our tracks be in such bad condition. This isn't a bad one actually just here, bit of planings in there and sort this corner out, and that's not bad there. And it's not too bad down here, down in the distance across there. But the rest of the tracks are really, really bad. But just looking at the fields, this is coming sugar beet, this one, and it was soloed and pressed. Sorry, just soloed without the press, I mean. And yeah, I'm walking on it, no Wellingtons on, and it's, because it's rough, it's standing the weather all right. It is a bit wet, you can see it's wet in the bottom. You can just see there's really wet, you can see that smearing. But generally, this land's not in too bad a condition when you see some of it, because it's had a tine through it deep. So we're quite good. On Saturday, I'll go around some of the crops, Friday, Saturday, and then in Sunday's update, you'll see a lot more of the crops. And the lorry just turned up for a load of wheat by the look of it. Just go and have a look at him. So I think this lorry is nearly loaded. Might want another bucket full, about 2.5 tons a bucket. Just have a look. I'll go through the price of this in a minute, what this was sold for. Still a good bit of wheat in this shed. It goes back to those vertical pillars there. There'd have been about 1,400 or 1,500 tonnes in here when it was empty. It's about 5 metres high. Tom's just losing a leaf blower. A lot easier than brushing. So, the price this is sold at, so just looking at the price, I've got the contracts here, get out the wind. So on one of these contracts, which was only for 58 tonnes, that's 2 loads, I sold it on the 19th of July this year for £202 per tonne. But then the other, we've got 5 loads going all together in November. 5 loads was sold on the 1st of November 2022, and that was sold, and there's 87 tonnes, so 3 lorry loads, and that was sold at £268 a tonne. So you can see the big differences between now and a year ago. So yeah, what's that, 66 pounds a tonne difference, so massive amount when you look at the difference, and this is how the grain markets have dropped. Now that the pond is virtually finished, Barry's just claying the banks around there when he gets round to it. And that's an imitation heron, by the way. It was Rhonda's idea to bring it, as some of you have heard. This track that's down the edge here has just got completely lathered up, so Barry's scraped it off, and it's just debatable at the minute whether we keep it or not, because when we get all finished off up there and we get a fence put up from the corner of that Leyland hedge on the right to the hedge up there on the edge of the grass, it's whether we need a fence, whether we need a track there or not. We've got to decide that. Anyway, Barry scraped all the muck off here and the soil and the wet stuff. We're going to just clean this up. He's just down there now. We're going to bring a few clean planings back. You can just see Barry's down there, just getting that done, this whole lane. We're going to put some on this lane just to tidy it up. Tom's just putting the RX on the Simba drill in here. Got a bit of clearing up and tidying up to do. Just going to move the drill at the back there. We've got, the problem we've got is we've got a bag of bird food up there, and we had another one up there and it leaked, and there's all bird food down here. You can just see, and it's just enticing the rats or the mice there, so we're going to clean all this out. And I do say rats because we did see one rat in here yesterday, which we've never, very rarely have rats in any of our sheds. So this is the old workshop, so we're going to move this drill out, and it's just where we keep machinery at the minute, keep them for the winter. And this is where we've got all our spares. We've got a lot of horse spares still here, which I'll go through those again another day, because we still have a lot of these to sell. A lot of rams for horse machinery, some big rams in here you can see, so I'll go through some of these. And at the back behind that trailer, you can just see sticking up, we've got one of those augers and hoppers to go on the back of a horse drill. We've got 2 of those actually, so we'll fetch that out and get a proper look at that in due course. We only want one of those. We've got that, and a whole load of other horse spares, and also we've got a seeder, mechanical drive seeder unit there to go on top of a subsoiler or a cultivator to slug pellets or small seed. You can even go on the back of this Express, but we don't want it on the back of our Express at the minute. So yeah, we just need to get this drill out so we can get the forklift in to move some of these pallets off this racking. It only just fits under that beam at the top when it's folded up. Yeah, this track's really wet and just messy, so it'd be good to get it cleaned up, because we use it a lot out here, walk down here as well to the feeders and drive down here. Now all the time we're bringing mud into the yard, you can see there. So we'll stop that hopefully. So we'll just go down and see Barry, see what he's doing. He's nearly finished this stretch. There, that looks a lot better down here. Just see all around this corner scraped off, and that's, we've got nearly a trailer load. It's incredible really, the amount of soil and rubbish we brought out on the lane. Because the minute you drop soil on here, it's terrible for these farm roads, because it just picks up and makes the hole deeper. That's why I try and pick up every bit of soil we drop on the farm tracks. There's the pump running, you saw early on in this clip. That looks a bit better. Put some of the graded planings on here. Tom's just levelling it out with our little old, well, it's like an old drag with a beam, grader beam just put on it. But these are the planings that were screened last year, so that's lovely. That is keeping it nice and clean there. Just we're rolling in really. But we're going to do all the lanes properly next summer when the weather's better, when it's warmer, and use all the planings we have screened. Do a lot better job. It's just taking the top off. Just see there. It's not good enough for when we do all the big tonnages we're going to do next summer, but for this little bit, just taking the top off, it's ideal. So that's it for another midweek update. Bit of a short one this week. Look at a few things, but next Sunday you'll see a lot of the crops, and when we're going around the next 2 or 3 days looking at the wheats we've got planted, and that's all that's in the ground actually at the moment. And some of the other fields that we're destined to get crops in, we'll have a look at the sugar beet as well, and then see where we go. So thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you on Sunday.